Welcome to the Town Hall Theater stage. I am Zach Shivers, the box office manager. I'm here today with Andrew Ritter, who is starring in The Absolute Brightness of Leonard Pelkey, which is Middlebury Acting Company's latest production, opening Friday, March 14th. Thanks so much for being here with me, Andrew.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Now, the first thing that I notice is that you have a fantastic jacket on.
Yes. Thank you so much for noticing. Leonard Pelkey in this play, he has this beautiful aspect to him, which is he makes these amazing fashion choices and he just doesn't care what anybody thinks about them. He just knows he loves them and he goes for it. And there's a braveness to that I love. And so as I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I was like, wait a minute, I need to do something that embodies Leonard a little bit. So I am going to go get my fun jacket that I typically only wear to concerts. And I'm going to wear it here today with you, Zach, and bring a little bit of Leonard love to this interview.
Well, it's an honor. And thank you for your bravery.
Yes, thank you.
So you mentioned it, Leonard Pelkey, who is a 14-year-old in a New Jersey shore town who goes missing. And what I understand is that he actually is not technically in the play at all. Instead, it stars the sort of grizzled New Jersey detective and all the various characters he's interviewing as he tries to solve this mystery.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. The main character is Chuck DeSantis, the detective that you mentioned. And yes, he takes you back through the people who came to him to say that Leonard was missing and the interview process that he went through along the way of trying to figure out what happened to Leonard.
So from a plot perspective, it's really a procedural drama, except it's a one-man show. And a one-man show with lots of different characters. I think at least 9 different characters.
Yes.
Men, women, children, people of different nationalities, lots of accents.
Yes.
How are you making all of that happen?
That's a great question. I'm still asking that one. But yes, so it's been a lot of work, but a lot of fun. Also, as you mentioned, there are accents. So there's New Jersey accents. Also, like there's thick and not thick New Jersey accents.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the hardest, like switching from someone with a thicker New Jersey accent to someone with a not as much is harder than switching from like, there's a character that has a British accent and a German accent. That's actually an easier switch. But yeah, so I actually hired an amazing dialect coach, this woman named Bryn Austin, who's just been so helpful with all those accents. And then it's kind of like what an actor does with a single character, but as far as what's their history, what's their physicality, all of those questions, but I had to do it 9 times. So yeah.
It's interesting imagining a one-man show as in, what is the rehearsal process like? Obviously, I imagine it's not just you alone in front of the mirror. You have a director. Well, how do you work through this material?
Yeah, so I have an amazing director, Terry O'Brien, and our stage manager, Gwen, is usually at these rehearsals as well. So in our early rehearsals, we actually we took each character separately. So we'd sort of just take Chuck and do all of Chuck's lines, and then, Ellen take all of her lines and separate them out and get to know them each a little bit. And then we started doing the piecing together of switching back and forth between the characters. One thing I really like is sometimes Terry will, in a moment, just kind of be like, okay, let's put the script to the side and I just want to like talk to you for a minute, and he'll kind of make me just improvise as that character for a bit. And that just allows us to sort of get to know them on a deeper level.
And you spent 20 years in Chicago in the improv scene, right?
Yeah, before we moved to Vermont, I was an actor and improviser and director in Chicago. I had both a theater and an improv sketch background, but I actually think that both of those experiences have been really informative to this, and particularly the sketch comedy experience, in that, in a given sketch show, I have gotten to play, 6 or 7 different characters in different sketches. And in a sketch show, you're more likely to get to play a character much further away from you, older or younger, whereas in the theater world, typically, I mean, there's exceptions, but typically it's like your age range and your, what you typically can do. So so having that in the sketch world, plus the theater aspect of being a good actor, or hopefully a good actor behind it as well, I think have really kind of come together nicely to make this a good project for me.
And the space that it's going to be just you and us is a much more intimate space. It's our new Debbie and Doug Anderson studio, which is you are going to put on the first play in this new space, which is very exciting. How do you envision this space being different from, say, the main stage?
Yeah. And I did have a chance. I saw, Doug's that first performance he did.
The cabaret.
The cabaret, in the space. So it's just beautiful, by the way, and so classy and so lovely. And yes, and the intimate feel, I think, is just beyond perfect for this show. You're right there connecting with the audience. The way we're going to do it is pretty bare bones.
In your hopes and dreams, how would you expect people to be transformed by this play? How are they going to feel when they walk out?
I think for me, it's been both sort of an internal and an external element to it, I guess. So internally, it's really gotten me in touch with the parts of myself that you maybe lose at some point when you're younger. And I think there's an aspect to Leonard. He's so just unabashedly himself all the time, and he refuses to not be himself despite all these obstacles that are thrown at him, which I really admire. And I think there was a part of that I used to embody more in my youth than maybe I do now. So it's made me ask some questions about why have I lost some of those things, and maybe I need to recover them a little bit. And then from an external perspective, I think this show really asks us to think about the way in which we look at and judge others. Most of us probably have moments of judgment we're not proud of. So I hope that this makes us all think about that a little more and then reflect on ourselves some of those tougher questions.
So it's not just how do we accept people that are different from us, which I think is a theme in this play, but also how do we accept different parts of ourselves.
Yes.
Anything else that you'd like people to know about this play?
There's going to be 9 performances, including one preview the day before it opens. So on just a basic level, I hope people come. I hope people, if they love it, that they tell other people to come. I think it's a really beautiful, important story, and I hope it feels transformative for people who experience it.
Well, The Absolute Brightness of Leonard Pelkey will open Friday, March 14th with a preview performance on Thursday, and it's going to run through 2 weekends. Thank you so much for joining me, Andrew.
Thank you so much. And I do want to just close in the words of Taylor Swift, actually, that I just had the best day with you today. So I really appreciate you taking the time to help spread the word about this. And it's been really great to sit with you for a while.
You're welcome. Oh, wait.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, it's very optimistic that you wore it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. There isn't a second one under it that says, sorry, it didn't go so well.
No, I was sure. it was going to be great.
It's great. So. Okay. Well, I can't wait to see the show, and I really appreciate you talking to me, Andrew.
Thank you so much.